In this video, we're going to be reviewing the Super Mario Bros. Movie and making a cocktail fit for Bowser himself I've named the King Koopa, today on the Martini Shot. Hello and welcome to the Martini Shot, home of movie reviews and movie-themed cocktails. My name is Brandon. Before we get into the review, let's make a fiery cocktail inspired by my personal favorite Mario character that I've named the Koopa King. And hey, if you enjoy movie reviews and movie-themed cocktails, be sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to help support the channel. Whether it be in kart racing, fighting, tennis, baseball, or dancing that one time, I'm a Bowser guy. It might just be my big dumb boy brain, but just look at the guy. One of the best villain designs in history. Bowser was the one I was most hyped to see in a Mario movie, so I think it's fitting that I give him the cocktail treatment. The Koopa King is a big, spicy tiki cocktail with a great mix of sweet heat, but its appearance is what I'm perhaps most excited about. To really make this drink in Bowser's image, we are going to be decorating it with some chili pepper horns and a fiery head of flames. Very excited for this one, so let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Alright, so like most tiki cocktails, this one's going to be shaken, so go ahead and get your shaker out. And first we're going to be starting with some lime juice. We're going to be doing 1 ounce. And I highly recommend you use fresh squeezed lime juice per usual, but go ahead and hold on to those lime husks. You're going to be using those a little bit later. You're going to be needing half of a lime husk to top the drink, so go ahead and hold on to that. And next we'll be utilizing an ingredient from a cocktail I just did last week, and that is some cinnamon syrup. Like I said in the prior video, you can make this basically the same way you make normal simple syrup, just 1 part water, 1 part sugar, while also adding a few cinnamon sticks or some powdered cinnamon. And for this drink, we're going to be doing 3/4 ounce of the cinnamon syrup. All right, now let's bring the heat with a couple dashes of Tabasco hot sauce. You're going to be doing about 2 dashes, maybe 3 if you like it a little extra spicy. Next up is our juice, and for this cocktail, I went with a mix of pineapple and mango juice. You can either buy it pre-packaged like this one, or if you want to just do half and half of your own pineapple juice and mango juice, you're more than welcome to do that as well. So for the pineapple mango, we're going to be doing 1.5 ounces. All right, now we can go ahead and get into our alcohol. First, starting with some orange liqueur, and you're going to be doing 3/4 ounce. And now you're going to be needing 2 different types of rum. First, starting with a basic golden or darker rum. I'm bringing back the Plantation 5-year for this. This is one of my favorite rums. And you're going to be doing 1.5 ounces. And next, we're going to be throwing in some overproof rum to really give this drink a bite. Go ahead and throw half an ounce of the overproof rum into the drink. And now to finish it off, we're going to be doing 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. All right, let's get ice in our shaker and shake to chill. And this is a tiki drink after all, so go ahead and grab your best tiki glass or tiki mug, fill it with ice, and go ahead and strain. Now, like any good tiki drink, we gotta work on the garnish a little bit, really spruce it up. So to make it more akin to the Koopa King himself, I have a few different things that I'm gonna be adding. So for horns, I went ahead and decided on some chili peppers. If you can find some thinner ones, those will probably work a little bit better, but for right now I'm just using these sweet red peppers. So you wanna go ahead and make some incisions on the bottom so you can go ahead and slide them right onto the glass. All right, now you can go ahead and put that lime husk on top. Put either a sugar cube or a crouton on top of that, and then add just a little bit of that overproof rum. Now we can go ahead and light the drink up, and once again, just like anytime I'm messing with fire, make sure you take the proper precautions before actually lighting the drink up. You want to avoid as much collateral damage as you can, so please be very, very careful when handling fire and alcohol in the same breath. And there you go, now you have the Koopa King. And then if you want, you can do the classic tiki trick where you can use some powdered cinnamon to make the flame jump a little bit higher. And of course, before you drink this, blow out the flame. So yeah, a very tasty drink. You get a little bit of heat, a little bit of sweetness. Actually, depending on how much of that Tabasco you want to use, you'll actually get a lot of heat if you're a little bit more heavy-handed. But I think the flavor of the mango really balances it out. You get a little bit of a different type of spice, a little bit more of a warming spice from that cinnamon syrup. And of course, the combination of both of these rums really gives it even more of a warming feel, even though it is a very refreshing drink. But yeah, it's a great blend of flavors and complexities that I think really does Bowser justice. Now that we have our drink, let's jump straight into the review of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Ever since my brain could comprehend what a video game was, I was a Mario fanboy. It started with Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins, followed not long after by Super Mario Bros. 3, Mario Kart Double Dash, Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door, Mario Power Tennis, Super Mario Galaxy, and as I got older, I got acquainted with a lot more of the games from the classics to the newer titles. Mario was my favorite thing ever, and I always dreamed of a Mario movie coming to fruition. And it did, which confused the hell out of little old me upon watching. This obviously wasn't good enough. I needed something faithful to the source material that took advantage of the colorful, vibrant world of the games. It took decades, but a movie like that has finally come around, and I only wish 10-year-old me could have seen it. But a movie like this kind of pulls me in two different directions. Do I review it as a lifelong Mario fan or as a lover of movies? I'm going to attempt to do both and be as honest as I can with my feelings. And at the end of the day, this is a movie for children, so don't get too hung up on mine or anyone else's feelings about the movie. The Super Mario Bros. Movie is a 90-minute love letter to the character and world Nintendo has built upon for decades. The team behind the film seems like they're obviously fans as they display a pretty great appreciation for the characters, the music, and the history of the franchise. While it gets so much about adapting the aesthetics of the game right, it's a very, very bare-bones movie. The story and characters are about as simple as they can be, which is a little disappointing, even if the franchise isn't exactly known for coherent stories. It essentially means that if you have no real connection to this franchise, you're not really going to see a point in a film like this. Mario and Luigi are two plumber brothers from Brooklyn who find themselves sucked into the crazy world of the Mushroom Kingdom. When Luigi is captured by Bowser, an imposing monster looking to destroy the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario must team up with the kingdom's monarch, Princess Peach, to save his brother and this new fantastical world. A very straightforward plot that shouldn't come as a surprise given most of Mario's history is built off of simplistic ideas. But while this works for the medium of video games, where you're more likely to find enjoyment from how the game plays rather than the set dressing around it, it's kind of lackluster for a movie. The quick-paced story is constantly zooming from one location set piece to another, giving very little in terms of character development or emotional weight. I wasn't expecting this to be some grand Greek odyssey or anything like that, but I at least would have liked to see more attempt at making these characters actually interesting. They all fit the roles you'd expect. Mario is the determined fish out of water, Peach is the headstrong leader, and Bowser is the mustache-twirling force of evil. Which is fine, but I would have liked to see a lot more character interactions that built upon these relationships in meaningful ways. Mario and Luigi even spend most of the movie apart, with Luigi not really getting any play until the final act. Kind of feels more like a Super Mario movie rather than a Super Mario Bros. Movie, you know? I can at least appreciate that the film's quick pace and short runtime leaves room for very little fluff and meandering, something I've always disliked from Illumination's other films. The film is definitely as dumbed down as their other movies, but at least it has enough visual splendor to make it look great to look at. Whereas I've always found Illumination's style to be pretty bland and uninteresting. The animation is certainly the highlight, with a ton of care put into transferring the Mario world onto the big screen. As a longtime fan, I was pretty shocked by just how many creatures, locations, items, and references they were able to stuff in here, both from new and old games. Whereas the Sonic film seemed almost afraid to adapt the iconography of its source material, the Mario movie displays it proudly. Even subtleties like the way Mario runs or how he performs the triple jump are all game accurate, showing that genuine fans of the series were spearheading this production. Either that or Nintendo was really breathing down their necks with this one. Both are possible. I also have to give credit to the action sequences here. They're a ton of fun and impressively composed. Even if the film plays out like one big video cutscene, at least it's a good looking one. Now, the one aspect of the film everyone seemed to be divisive upon its announcement was the voice cast. And for good reason. Chris Pratt as Mario, really? It definitely seemed like the studio was more focused on big names voicing the characters rather than, actual voice actors. I can at least say that the performances here range from great to just okay, with none being outright terrible. Charlie Day as Luigi is perfect to me, and I wish we could have gotten more of him. Jack Black as Bowser is the standout performance with his gravelly rocker voice that manages to be both comedic and intimidating. He even gets a small song at one point, which, if I'm being honest, should have been a much bigger thing if we were going to have Black in the role. As for the rest of the cast, they're just okay. Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, fine. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, fine. Yes, even Chris Pratt as Mario is just fine. The accent seems to fluctuate, and his wahoos still feel a little half-hearted, but at the end of the day, he's serviceable, neither ruining the film nor being all that memorable. Like I said before, if you are not a child and have no real care or connection to the Mario series, you're probably not going to care much about this film. It's an incredibly generic story with incredibly bottom shelf writing that doesn't do a ton for adult enjoyment. This one is for the fans and, more importantly, Illumination's demographic. It's not trying to have an underlying message like a Disney film or tackle more adult themes like a DreamWorks film. It's really just here to give the fans and kids watching suitable eye candy for 90 minutes. And that's why I feel so torn on rating this. I genuinely had a decent enough time, even if I have quite a few complaints. As a fan of the games, I was happy, but as a fan of movies, I thought it was kind of generic. At the end of the day, I hope you form your own opinion and keep in mind what I've said today if you decide to approach this movie yourself. For my rating, I'm settling on 2.5 mushrooms out of 5. A decent time for fans, most likely a fun watch for kids, and most likely a waste of time if you don't know what the hell a Koopa is. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Martini Shot. If you saw the Super Mario Bros. Movie, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. And if you like what you saw here and would like to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me across all social media channels. Those links are down in the description below. And if you enjoy movie reviews and movie-themed cocktails, be sure to check out my website, martinishot.blog. Until next time, thank you again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Live deliciously, but please remember to drink responsibly.